We do have a trade alert. Stephanie Link joining us now. So this kind of surprised me, although maybe I shouldn't have been, based on what some others are doing lately with Uber. So you sold it, okay? Joe sold it yesterday. Bryn sold it last month. Tell me why you did that, and then I have ownership here, or I will fight about it. Go ahead.
Well, first, I was up on the name, so I did take some profits. Long term, I love the story. I love the concept. The total addressable markets are real, and there's a lot of growth out there. But I think short term, the overhang is going to continue to be the competition in robo-taxis. Anytime Waymo opens their mouth like they did yesterday and talked about they're expecting 1 million AV rides per week by the end of 2026, the stock takes a hit. Anytime Tesla talks about the progress that they're making in their AV business, the stock takes a hit. And so I just think that there is this perception that they are way behind and that they're going to have to continue to aggressively spend. And we saw that last quarter when they missed on EBITDA. Initially, I thought EBITDA was like the miss was like a 1 quarter thing, but I do believe they have to heavily and aggressively spend to catch up. I think they will, Scott. I think they will be a winner long term, but I think from a stock point of view, this is going to be an overhang. And so I just think, and I took the money and I put it into Rockwell Automation, and we can talk about that if you like, but I think there's just a lot more upside in a Rockwell Automation for the next, say, 6 to 12 months than there is for Uber.
Let me bring it back on the desk. All right, so you, Josh, maintain a position in this stock. Why has this become such a battleground? And I think this program is pretty representative of what's been happening in the marketplace. Steph sells it, Joe sells it, Bryn sells it, you like it, Bill likes it. What's going on here?
The people that are saying Uber has to catch up have it precisely backwards. Uber is the only majorly profitable version of ride-hailing in the country, and one of only 2 profitable delivery players right now. And that's not going to change this year. Waymo is not going to make money, and Tesla is definitely not going to make money. The amount of money that those companies are spending in order to catch up to the size of Uber's network is unbelievable. Now, lucky for Waymo, the shareholders don't expect to make money, and it's still privately held. Google is the majority. And of course, Tesla, if they never made money ever again for the next 100 years, nobody would even notice. So they have that on their side, the competitors. What Uber has on its side, the size of the network, the size of the ridership, and the fact that ultimately autonomous vehicles will be a commodity. Uber will not have the cost of owning them. Instead, it'll have the most profitable layer, which will be the software layer that connects riders to. So I don't think there's any advantage in Uber going out and trying to compete who has the most cars and own those cars. I think ultimately autonomous vehicles will be owned by private equity firms. They will be a dime a dozen. They'll be everywhere, all over the roads. And what Uber will have is the only profitable network of both autonomous and human-driven vehicles on the road. This is a huge market misunderstanding.
Josh, they missed on EBITDA last quarter. That's not profitable. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
No.
That is
so
why the stock fell. That's why the stock fell. And excuse me, that's why the stock hasn't done that well. And
we agree.
You're right that Waymo is not going to make money and Tesla's not going to make money. They don't have to, because that's right. The investors don't expect them to. We do expect Uber to actually be profitable. And I'm not saying that they're a loser.
Hugely profitable now,
Stephanie. They just are going to have to spend an enormous amount of money on AV. They're going to have to spend an enormous amount of money while Waymo and Tesla are collecting data, while they're using AI infrastructure to better their products as well. I'm not saying Uber's not going to do the same, but they have to spend a lot more money, in my mind, to catch up. And by the way, stock's also up 40% on the year. I just think it takes a pause.
Yeah, it has taken a pause, and you're exactly right, but I'm making a different point. They are not going to build a fleet of millions of autonomous vehicles. That's not the strategy.
I'm not saying they will.
Okay, so what's the money that you... They're doing a $20 billion stock buyback. What's the money that you see them spending? What they're actually doing is partnering with the other 500 companies all over the planet who are doing AVs. Uber's not building a fleet of Jaguars with cameras on the roof.
they're not going after volume, but they're still spending a lot of money, and they're going to continue to spend a lot of money. I mean, $300 million just for Neuro and Lucid, and they have to spend probably double, triple that with those two brands just to actually get any kind, make any kind of progress in that particular part of the segment of the market. My mind is, look, this company is a great company. I like it for the reasons that you've said. I think the total addressable markets are huge, but I don't think this stock works if they don't make money. If they miss another EBITDA number next quarter, the stock is going a lot lower.
All right. Steph, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you filling in our viewers on why you made the move you did. Ed, you get the last word. Yeah. Because you have the stock too.
I see adding it to it. I mean, it's still up 30% year to date. From what I see, EBITDA margins expanded, free cash flow is rising. It's a free cash flow story. Fundamentals can't ignore the sentiment right now, and there's obviously some selling, some negative sentiment, some fears maybe around discretionary spending, but it's a name brand. I'm going to Google something. I'm going to use my iPhone. I'm going to call an Uber, and that's not going to change.